In case you're wondering why I'm giving an update about the Clarion West Write-A-Thon now, when I said in the previous video that it will end on June 30, it's because I totally misread that. I totally misread it. Here is the front page of the website for the Write-A-Thon, and as you can see here, it says that it ends on July 30, and below that it even says 6 weeks. But because July ends on the 31st, I read July 30 as June 30. It's brain fog. I blame the brain fog. But anyway, I do have a deadline on July 9 for submitting the final draft of my novel to the publisher. And the write-a-thon is really being so helpful, so helpful, especially the writing sessions, like the one that I attended last July 1, this one writing session with Gordon White. I used the session to write my chapter 11, and the Zoom app is really cute. If you minimize the Zoom app, the video of the host will remain floating on the screen as a mini player. So in case you're working or writing on a different window, you will still see him in case he flashes a writing prompt on the screen. At the end of this writing session with Gordon White, I have over 700 words for chapter 11, which is not bad. And these are all of the things that I want to put in chapter 11. However, by the end of the day, I was only able to add another 200 words to chapter 11. It was kind of a slow day. I was not feeling well. Menstrual cramps still came and went, and on this day it was crampy, but I am happy about the 900 words for the day. And here's what I did in July 1. I edited my previous vlog for my YouTube channel. That was an update about the write-a-thon, and then I went to sleep. And then there was the online writing session with Gordon White, and then I slept for 9 hours because of the cramps, but I was able to write again at past 11 at night. And by the way, I just want to show you, this is the leg massager that I use when my legs are feeling tired and crampy together with the menstrual cramps. This button turns it on, and this button is for turning the heat on or off, but I always just leave the heat on. And this button is for the intensity of the massage, and this one here is for the direction of the massage if you want it clockwise or counterclockwise. Now when the heat setting is turned on, the massager glows red like so. I hope you can see that. I always leave the heat on because the heat helps with the cramping. But on the next day, July 2, I was able to do well because at 3 a.m. the word count of chapter 11 was 1,700. And I also made some changes on my sticky note system for tracking the remaining work. Here are the sticky notes that I have always had. These are the ones that are remaining. You have seen these several times already by now. These are segregated in increments of 1,400 words, meaning I can tick them off each time I write 1,400 words for each chapter. But I changed it to have to measure a progress for every 1,000 words because I think it's easier for my mindset and I get to check it off faster. For chapters that need less words, I broke down the sticky note into even smaller numbers. Here are the words that still need to be written for chapter 12. It's only 3,000 words remaining, broken down into 3 sticky notes for 1,000 words each. And here are the sticky notes for chapter 13 and even smaller word counts for each sticky note. I hope that makes sense. And these are the old ones that I use, and these will no longer be used. These are stuck on an index card, and I have labeled this to remind myself that I have already redone these in smaller word count chunks. That same day, July 2, we had a scheduled power interruption that started at 6 a.m. and was supposed to end at 6 p.m. So of course I couldn't do any work. It was hot anyway. So Jawad and I decided to go for a drive. We went to the town of Sangay, which is still in the province of Camarines Sur in the Partido area. And I'm including this drive in the vlog update for the write-a-thon because this is still actually writing for me. When you are a writer and you have a work in progress, you are always writing it. And even when you're not literally writing it, you are still writing it in your head. So the whole time I was on the drive with Jawide and we were talking about a bunch of different things, half of my mind was on my novel. I'm going to put on some music while I share some of the footages of the drive. also brought with me my new metal tumbler, which I am really liking. I will have an unboxing and review of this on my YouTube channel later or tomorrow. So make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and that you have clicked on the notification bell so that you will get an alert as soon as that video is up. And here is a tracking sheet on my planner that shows everything that happened in July 2. I had a writing session with Rashida Smith, and it was supposed to be from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. only, but people just wanted to continue writing together, and so most of us stayed on while Rashida was still there. It was really, really nice, and it's nice not to feel so isolated all the time when writing. And that was the time when I was able to do the bulk of the work for chapter 11. And then from 10:30, I had that drive with Jawide, and I got home at past 5. And then I went to sleep because I have not slept yet the entire day. But at 9 p.m., I had another online writing session, and I used that to get even more words written for chapter 11. I was able to resume working on the evening of July 2 after the power came back on. And then at half an hour before midnight, chapter 11 had 2,300 words. And because I was tracking my progress in 1,000 word chunks, my goal was to end at either 3,700 words or 2,700 words. And at the end of the day, I made it. I wrote almost 2,800 words for chapter 11. And here is a look at my entire screen. I have 4 word processing windows open: chapter 11, chapter 10, and then the full working draft for the novel where all of the other chapters are, and then the file that has the plot for Act 3. And these are the sticky notes for the chapters that are left remaining that I still have to write. On the evening of July 3, I was finally able to finish writing chapter 11, which had, at that point, over 4,900 words, but I still have to polish that anyway. I might delete some of the words, but for now, the chapter is finished. And I was able to work as well on chapter 10, which at the end of July 3 already had 3,400 words. So I was able to write the 2,000 words needed for chapter 11, but for the 1,000 words that I needed to write for chapter 10, I was able to write only part of it. There's also supposed to be a Zoom class with JD Harlock that I was supposed to attend, but I did not make it because I had a headache, which is still related to my menstrual cramps. An hour before the class was supposed to start, I had to take a pain medication and then I fell asleep. I feel a little bad about missing the class because the last one with JD was really, really good. But anyway, I'll just make it a point to attend the next one. Here's what happened last July 3 as written on the tracking page of my planner. I did some personal administrative tasks in the morning, and then I wrote chapter 11 from around 11 until 1 p.m. and then again from about 3:30 until 6:30. And then I was asleep again. And then I resumed working at around 10:30 at night. On July 4, shortly before midnight, I was able to finish writing all of chapter 10 with 4,700 words. And I'm so, so relieved. Chapter 10 was not an easy chapter to write, and it took me longer to write that than the others. I also managed to tweak chapters 3 and 4 and 5 because now that I know what the secret was that I have been hinting at on those chapters, I can finally put in more clues. Not a lot, but enough so that when the secret is finally revealed, it will be easy for the reader to accept. Almost expected, really. And in writing fiction, we call that the most logical conclusion, which is when you have already prepared the reader for that conclusion. And in and because chapter 10 is finished, I can finally mark that off. As for the editing and polishing, I'll do that on the next day. Here's what happened on chapter 4 as written on the tracking page of my planner. Early in the morning, I worked on notebooks while watching CSI. I just kind of needed a break. And then I got some sleep. And then I did the tweaking of the 3 chapters. And then At 11, I watched a lecture about creative research by my friend Joel Donato Ching Jacob, who is also a novelist in my country. And then I slept this long. This long. I guess I was more tired than I thought. And then I started working on my novel before 10 in the evening. It is now almost midnight, and chapter 10 is finished. But I'm still working, and I will continue until the next day to edit and polish chapters 10 and 11.